guests every day. Anybody you can name has been on here, right?
Okay.
And the illest thing that was ever said on this show came from Bobby Brown. I interviewed Bobby Brown, and he told me he taught Michael Jackson how to moonwalk.
Word.
Yeah, Rosie, word. I don't know.
No,
You know, I
didn't.
love Bobby,
It
but
was the guy from Shalimar. What's his name? He was a Soul Train dancer too. He taught Michael Jackson how to moonwalk. Maybe Michael Jackson was being kind and just like humoring him, but it was the skinny guy. I can't remember his name.
I heard that too. So a friend of the show who's on here every night we love is Emmanuel Lewis Webster. So he told me behind the scenes, he said, Joe, it was really the guy from Shalimar.
That's right.
He said, and he said, you know, Michael would ask people questions like if he knew you, he would ask you. So maybe he asked Bobby, and Bobby heard of the dance and showed him, but he already knew it already, but he didn't want to tell Bobby he knew it. So maybe Bobby really thinks he taught him how to moonwalk.
Well, there you go.
I mean, that's crazy, but choreographing Bobby Brown, he was the king of R&B at the time. I mean, Whitney wasn't lying. He really was the man. And so your career took off from there in choreography?
Yes. And I have to give credit to Louis Silas Jr. because he said to me, I want him to be the first R&B artist to have two dancers behind him like the hip hop groups have. What do you think about that? I think that's dope. And he says, okay. He goes, and Bobby, you know, he has his own style. I said, okay. And he says, and I want you to give him something very sexual, a sexual move. I said, what? And can I curse? I did curse already on your show. It's all right if I curse?
You could curse. Just
okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So Lou goes.
Hold on. I want to say the guy's name's Jeffrey Daniels that we're talking about because everybody got his name on here.
Yes. Big up to
and
Jeffrey
shout
Daniels.
out to the living legend Lisa.
Yes, I love
Lisa's here on the comments too.
Oh, I love Lisa. I miss you. Okay, sorry. So then what happened? What are we talking about?
We talking about Bobby Brown with the two dancers behind him. They told you to teach him how to pump it. Because, you know, he used to pump that thing, you know?
That was Lou's idea. Because he said, I want him to fuck the audience. I went, what? And I said, did you just say that? He goes, yeah, I want him to like fuck the audience. I want him to be like that, you know? And I said, all right. He goes, you know how you do it on Soul Train. I said, I don't fuck the audience on Soul Train. He goes, oh, honey, yes, you do. And I said, oh, my God.
Now, that's because you pop that shit, boy. Yeah. Hey, yo, Rosie used to pop that shit. So, you know, wandering minds, you know.
So when I got with Bobby, I said,
Rosie,
Bobby, what about this move? And he goes, let me see it. And I did it. And he went, I got it. Like that. And I also have to give a shout out to Heart and Soul because there were a group of guys that were dancers in LA and I knew them on the dancing scene and they had the most original style. And I told Lou, I said, we need to get Heart and Soul. They're going to turn these out. They're going to be great for Bobby. And so they were the ones that were behind him, not the entire group, but, you know, Derek and Willie were behind him. And then they went on to become Bobby's choreographer and they did every little step I take. And they blew up.
They did, you know, Bobby Brown's a god to me, you know. Growing up, I would listen to, you know, to everything he did. He reminds me of my best friend who passed away, Tony Montana, you know, the same height, same style, you know, they was funny like that. They was crazy. That's crazy. Let me ask you something. The first time you heard Lisa, let's big up. She's on here. We got to give people their flowers while they're here. How did you hear Lisa for the first time? And you being Puerto Rican from Brooklyn, how did you feel when Lisa came on the scene?
When Lisa came on the scene, it was incredible because back then, everyone thought that Tina Marie was Puerto Rican, right? At least the Puerto Ricans thought she was Puerto Rican. And you know, and we were like, oh, too bad, we still love her. And then Lisa comes on. And she came so different. She came with the vibe that we understood. You know what I mean? She was like singing to us, and she was so unapologetic in her style, what she wore, her sass, everything. And she was so fly. I mean, every girl, every young girl, little girl, young adult woman, they could front all they want, but you know they were in the mirror with a hairbrush singing, I wonder if I take you home, you know, because it was just so dope. It was so, she just took over. She took over, you know, and she and Full Force created a whole new type of sound.
Yeah, she was the first. She opened the door. She was the first urban Latina artist, not just Puerto Rican. She was the first. You know, I'm watching just to skip away, but me and my daughter, which is really like educational. We watching Selena on Netflix. They got a series, and we talking about the birds and the bees, everything. My daughter's 14. We talking about a whole bunch of stuff that we can relate to there, and you know, parent stuff, and it's crazy because with Lisa, you know, Selena was trying to do what Lisa was doing. Not in no disrespect, but so far what I see, if it's accurate, she was singing Tejano, but she was listening to Jody Watley and Janet, and she had a dream of being like an urban Latina artist. Like that was her real dream throughout this whole, to the part I got it, is she just keeps on telling her pops, yo, I want to do English. I want to cross over. But Lisa was early with that. You know, when you went, you choreographed the Fly Girls, right? Mm-hmm. And so you out in LA, y'all doing the living color, bro. That's a different, like everybody's rich from there, right? Like everybody blew up from it. Yo, so we started running around saying, yo, I'm interviewing. I was at Khaled's house. I'm interviewing Rosie Perez, and he says, yo, in living color, and my man Dre and Rich, and and everybody starts naming people. I'm like, fuck, Jim Carrey. Like, I mean, like dudes done got billions off of living color. But now that we talking about Boricua on that subject, when J-Lo, how did you first meet J-Lo, and did you know she was going to be a superstar like she is now?
Yes, I knew. It was during the auditions because one of the Fly Girls had left, to put it politely, and we went on a whole big search because we initially had auditions in Los Angeles, and it wasn't working out. And I told Keenen, I said, you gotta let me have what I need. I need New York, you know. And my first choice was actually Big Les. And
from BET. Big Les tried out.
Yeah, Big Les, and why am I forgetting her name? She's now humongous, famous choreographer. Oh, it was Les's partner. She's huge. Fatima Robinson. Fatima. So I wanted either Big Les or Fatima, and this other girl, Josie Harris, and I knew them from the clubs, and I knew that they could just turn it out, and I was turned down, and so we couldn't find anyone in LA. And that hurt when and you know, when I knew those girls too, and it was hard for me to say, I'm sorry, you know, you can't get in. And Keena said, all right, we'll do what you want. We'll go to New York. So we had the auditions in New York. It was crazy. I mean, the lines were like half a mile down. I'm not exaggerating either. And it was an exhausting day. And me and my choreographer assistant, Arthur Rainier, we were going on. And all of a sudden, I remember I turned my head and I pointed. I said, that one. And Arthur goes, she's all right. I said, yeah, but she could be taught. I said, look how quick she's picking this up. And he goes, yeah, but she ain't Fatima, she ain't Big Les. I said, yeah, she's her, she's her. And I said, I think that's the one. And I said she has star quality. And I got turned down again. Keenen told me no. It was really up to the other brothers. They said no. And they denied this, but I'm sorry, I was there. I was in the moment. My partner was there. This is what happened. And I wanted to prove to them that she was good enough to be on the show. So I made her do the routine over and over and over and over again all day. She did not complain, not once. Not once. So we go back to LA without her. I'm pouting. We have another set of auditions in LA. They picked this girl, and the girl was a fine dancer, but there was no real true life experience in her. And if you don't have that, it doesn't come out, the feeling doesn't come out the right way when you're a dancer. And I said, Keenen, we got to fire her. And I told the girl, I said, you should go out and live, have sex, get an orgasm going on, do something, because you technically are incredible, but you know what, you haven't lived, and it shows when you dance. That's the only missing element. She cried. She thought I was the meanest person in the world. Afterwards, she ended up dancing for Prince, and I saw her at the concert. She goes, I want to thank you. I said, oh, you lived, huh, honey? And she's like, yes, I did. But then all of a sudden, Keenen calls me in his office, and he says, we're going to get the girl that you wanted. I said, really? What happened? And then he goes, we're going to give you a shot. If she fails, you're fired. I went, oh my God. I was like, okay. And he says, another thing, she has to cut all her hair off. I went, you can't do that. She's Puerto Rican. And he goes, I think she'll look better with short hair. And I go, no, she's Puerto Rican. You don't do that. We don't do that. And he didn't understand what I was saying. You understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
It took me all day to do this, okay?
So you knew she was a superstar. You knew she was a superstar, and you saw it in her. You, baby, not just dancing. You just said, this girl got the quality. Now, you saying a lot of shit that's real. And in this day, some people, you're a female, so you can say it. But if a guy says it, it sounds crazy. But I'll tell you, we had, shout out to my brother Jesse Terrero, Yuli Terrero. We were shooting a video. I won't say which one. Yuli, we love Yuli. We were shooting a video. We went on the radio in New York, and we said, all the girls want to be in the video, come through. Right? I had my wife with me. So everyone know we was all in there. There was a long line, like you said. This beautiful girl walks up, and this is a real story, Rosie. She took all her clothes off. And we was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She was like, yo, I'm here to do whatever I got to fucking do to get on. My wife jumped on her and put her clothes on and said, put your clothes on. But she said, you got the part. You got the part. And it was girls, got everything. It was the whole thing. We gave her the part. This girl went on, I won't say the name, to be a big deal. But we knew when we seen her, this bitch is bout it. Like she was like, yo, this is my one shot. I don't, and it was crazy, but she really did blow up, like on another level. But we'll keep that like that. You know what I'm saying? But you could see people who want it, and be like, oh shit, this person's gonna be a superstar. Another person who did that to me is, I was at a show, some type of, damn, I want to get it right. I think it's, fuck. I think it's Lex. What's Lex? Lex, not Lex from name. Well, somebody that had like a Latino award, the DJ award. Damn, man, he's gonna kill me. But anyway, I was given an award for Sal Abatello. It was like in honor of Sal Abatello from Fever. And when I'm giving him an award, I'm waiting backstage to give him the award. Two guys come up to me. Hey, yo, Fat Joe, what's up? We comedians. Yo, we're gonna be big. And I looked at these guys. People tell me this every day in the fucking supermarket, wherever you go. So I looked at them. They didn't tell me no jokes. I looked at them. I was like, I never forgot these guys. That's Deezus and Muro who have the show. I fucking knew it. When I seen their show, I was like, and when I went to their show, I said, y'all remember? They was like, yeah, we remember. I was like, motherfucker, I knew y'all was gonna make it. I knew. It's something about people where you could just tell they got it.
They got it. You know, the sad thing about that at times.
Shout out to my man Pills. My man Pills. That's his award show. You know Pills, Dominican Pills. Yeah. Pills award show. I'm sorry.